Number of things causes power outages. Most of the time for us it's animals, believe it or not, and tree limbs. We have a lot of squirrel calls where a squirrel gets on the transformer and blow the line fuse. That's just like a outage that's quick and fast to get back on. Other outages, of course, are broke poles. That's something we can't help. You have people drive, talk on the cell phone, texting, hit the pole, break it, or out, had a little bit too much to drink at night. I heard this morning that the number one thing people hit with cars is trees. The number two thing people hit with cars is telephone poles. But 90% of our stuff is animal related, and most of our stuff's updated. We don't have equipment failure, but we keep a tab on our stuff and keep it maintained very well. So all of most of our outages are due to animals or people hitting poles or windstorms. A lot of times we had the power back on in 30 minutes, an isolated event. Sometimes we had to do switching to work on a certain area of the lines that it might take a bit longer to get it back on. In that case, storm outages, of course, are always different. Thunderstorms, some are good, some are bad. Sometimes we have lightning storms, we don't have no problems at all. But there's been sometimes a little lightning storm come through and the lightning starts popping them transformers. If your transformer's out, we got to bring one from the plant and get it loaded on the truck. Cause we keep some on the trucks, but then we'd run out of them and then we had to go get more of them. So that takes a bit longer. Storm happens, we have 2 people on first call out. They're the ones, the first responders. When they come out, if it's a bad storm, they call for help for the crew that's on call. Everybody they start calling for help. We had to ride out the lines. That takes a little bit of time, cause from one end to the next, we gotta make sure the line's clear before we make it back hot. If there's a tree or something on the line and we go to make it back hot, it's gonna relay the station, take it back out again. So that's one of the things. The other thing is like I said a while ago, the equipment failure. If a transformer or a pole gets broke, we've had trees fall before and take the top of the pole out. And depending on how bad the pole is, how long it takes to change it out. A straight inline pole is not too bad. A corner pole, you're talking a little bit of time. So this varies on how bad a storm it is. But most of the time, we get the power back on within a couple hours on a thunderstorm. Everything's cleared up, they blow out of the way. Now we don't like to get in the bucket with the lightning still popping because that could get us. So we kind of wait till the storm gets out of our way and we can go and get in the bucket. So that's why we wait a little bit. But other than that, just depends on how bad the storm is. If you live like on a major road like Morganton Road, Ramsey Street, somewhere here in the city on the main road, your lights are gonna come on first because that's what feeds the taps. The taps are the lines that run off the main line feeders that runs down the neighborhoods. So you might come out of your neighborhood and all the lights be on Ramsey Street, but you live out there in Tokay somewhere off a little tap, you're still in the dark, you're wondering why. We got to get those on first and then it just feeds off each other. 90% of the time when the power goes off, the only equipment we use is gonna be a line truck and a bucket truck. Other 10%, we use what they call a stendo stick. It's where we don't have to have a truck or we can't get a truck to it, easy access. It's a stendo stick that runs up about 45 to 50 foot. We can take a switch, throw it in and restore power that way. If you ever notice at home, if they're during a storm, your lights will blink 3 times and they'll go out. That's why our breaker's on automatic. If it sees a fault in the line, it'll hit 3 times. The lights will blink. The 3rd time it hits the fault, the breaker locks out. That's to protect our equipment instead of keep going back and forth. So when we work on a line, we put it on single trip, or some people call it one shot. If something was to happen while the linemen are in the bucket, phase of primary bumps of neutral or something goes phase to phase, it goes one time, breaker locks out. That protects the lineman from getting hurt. That's what single trip means. So that a lot of times at nighttime during a storm, you'll say boom, 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 and it's out. The breaker done its job. It relayed 3 times, went out. But when we're working on the lines, of course, we're keeping it hot. We put on single trip, one fault, lock it out. So we use our rubber gloves, bucket trucks, line trucks, do it hot. People don't know the lights are off. Well, they weren't off. They know we're out there working. I live in the country. I got a family. So my family is without me. They send us home that afternoon at 3:30. We go home, I get the generator out, because I have my own well water. So if my power goes off, I have no water. We take care of our stuff at our house. We usually come in around 7 o'clock that evening, depending on how bad the storm's getting. They call us back, we come back to the plant. All of our trucks are fueled up, stocked up, wire, all the materials we got to have for the storm. We got the radar tracking it, keeping up with what's going on. And then we all come there at the plant and wait. We've learned in the past, you can't go out in the middle of a hurricane and try to get lights back on. By the time you get them back on, and go back down. So what we do, we let the storm do what it's going to do, and then we go out and start restoring power. I'll say something else. A lot of people come out there and they want to know when the lights are coming on. And we're doing the best we can to get them on. I'm away from my family. I'm not even at home. My family's at home by themselves, but I'm out here. When the tornado hit, it got me 2 years ago. I was on call. I had a tree go through my house. So I worked all night long and come home to that. My wife called me, I went home, looked at it, went back to work. But it hits us too. But a lot of people don't understand, we feel it just like you do. We want to get them back on, because we're going through the same thing they are. And people are very generous. We've had people come out there and bring us snacks, bring us drinks. I had a man one day go to Hardee's and bought us all a biscuit for the whole crew. Say, hey guys, keep going. I know what you're going through. People like that, it makes you feel good, keeps you going. It keeps you going, it keeps your drive going. If you got a major storm coming, like a hurricane, my suggestion would be make sure you have plenty of bottled water, canned foods, first aid kit, batteries, flashlights. That's something in my house, we always make sure we have the flashlights. My wife went and bought this little candle she turned on with a battery in it instead of having to run a real candle causes a fire danger. Another thing is people buy generators. Generators are top notch. Everybody needs to have one of them, but please remember, when you hook a generator up, turn your main breaker off, because it can backfeed through the line on the people out there working on the lines. It can just turn the voltage right back through the lines again. But bottled water is the main thing, a radio. I mean, all this stuff sounds silly, but if you've been through it, you wish you had these things. I've been there.